We're live, I think. Welcome once again to the Blender Cloud Live, this weekly meeting. We skipped last week.
Yeah.
Yes, no, but it's gonna be weekly. Last week was a special announcement. We did a live stream, but in another channel, in the Blender Developers channel, where we cover we interviewed Tom Rosendahl regarding the Code Quest. But we're not here to talk about the Code Quest, even though...
Not yet. We are going to have our little checkup on the Code Quest because it's still happening. But of course, now we are back to business with the cloud. As you can see, we have a different setup. That's
I didn't notice. Like, where are we here?
It's still the same building. Yeah. You can watch a movie if you get bored and stuff, and lots of things going on. And the main reason is this way we also have it's easier to show stuff that is on the cloud. Otherwise, you're like with the laptop on our knees, falling down. And
we're on a table, by the way. We improved. We
went
from couch to table. I mean, I like the couch idea, but yes.
Yeah, it's very, very chilled, but like this is more practical, I think. We see how it goes.
We'll see how it goes. Maybe we happen to be in another office at some point.
Yeah,
who knows?
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
We are going to cover today a lot of the content that is going on the cloud, on Blender Cloud. Actually, there is like new training. There are open movies. 2 open movies are going on there.
Yeah.
So there is plenty to cover, but this is live. So make sure you leave your comments here in the live chat window so we can answer them. Otherwise, why making it live, right?
Yeah. So before we start, I want to know, the Code Quest is happening. So this Code Quest thing, making Blender 2.8 happen and making it awesome and getting all the developers together for 3 months in the same place to work together and to work together with some artists as well to achieve the technical targets that are needed to make 2.8 a beta by in 3-4 months basically. So it's very ambitious, and the community is also supporting this in a major way, and it's been so exciting to hit the 1,000
1,425 major ways.
Yeah.
So if you haven't heard of the Code Quest, go to blender.org and there is a big sign of it. But basically it's a campaign that is launched by the Blender Foundation. The first campaign actually to raise money for actual development of Blender happening. So in the first 4 days since it was launched, not last Friday, but the Friday before last Friday?
Well, last Friday we hit the target.
Yes, we hit the first
because
target.
we immediately after doing that last live, it was indeed, we just launched the campaign, and that's why Ton was there also to share more of the vision of the campaign and everything and get everybody excited, and I think it worked pretty well. Yeah. So this is like now the second week that the campaign is running. We already made the original goal of 1,000, and now we're going for the moon even more, and that's is gonna help to define, to widen the scope of the Code Quest, add one or 2 more seats to the quest itself, and overall make it better for everybody, because of course these things happen on a budget, right? We don't have an unlimited budget, so any
yes.
So good. Yeah.
If you haven't seen this video, you should go check it out. Just search for Blender Code Quest and you'll see Ton on the thumbnail. He covers about everything about the development itself that Blender is going to get. So it's I think it's we've never done this basically.
No, it was so fun to have an interview with Ton and some live questions. Like I was, taking care of the chat and trying to really get the relevant question and put them together so that they could all be answered. And I think Ton really.
I don't look so much smaller here. Thank you, by the way. But actually, it's cheating. I have a chair that can go. So this is like if I was with Ton,
that's
it's
the
like
experience.
Hello, Ton.
Yeah.
I like Blender.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry. Okay. Never mind.
Okay.
Back to seriousness.
That's. I think this is enough.
Enough Code Quest.
Yeah.
Just you can read on the website. Yeah. If you just go to blender.org, click on anywhere on the page because it's on the header, and you will read more.
Yeah. So let's actually go to the business.
Speaking of epic stuff.
Yeah.
Shall we go here already, or first?
Yeah.
Or first the open movies?
I would start with this, and I would
let's
do.
Go
let's
epic.
do it. Let's
go epic.
Go
yes, I'm not gonna. Okay, I wanna blind you, people. Yes. That's just epic. All right. So what is it? What
What are we watching?
Wait.
Yeah.
And we were covering with our faces.
Hey guys, Dillon here. I hope you guys enjoy.
Yeah, it's just awesome. So this is Dillon Gu. If you're not very familiar with him, actually, he already has some training that happened on the Blender Cloud, right?
Yeah, well, he did a bunch of stuff. He did the Toon character workflow on the Blender Cloud, which is our first collaboration with him, and it was all about his high-speed workflow on how to put together, quick and punchy and appealing animations with his NPR kind of styling in his very friendly and matter-of-fact way. I really love the way he explains how he gets things done, and it was quite popular content because it's when we were discussing how to do it, I asked him, okay, can you do something like from scratch, super simple, with the easiest modeling, the easiest everything, but that it actually looks like something, like one of your animations, like super epic, because you don't need a lot to make something so epic. So what is the trick, right? What is the secret? And he put together this winter themed animation, and it was super fun. So it was quite well received. And
Nice.
after that, he also did some more for Blender itself, and he created the Blender Fundamentals series. It's a public playlist on YouTube for everyone who wants to start from scratch in Blender. And it basically addresses function by function, almost like tool by tool, in the very, very basic way, how to get things done with Blender.
Yeah.
And that's for anyone to see.
So this is in the section courses, the Toon character workflow, but the new one actually is a workshop. It's not a course.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
Yeah. So basically the idea that we have is the courses is really a structured step-by-step way, like really starting from zero, or like, is a guided path to achieve what the aim of the course is. And a workshop is more the idea of supporting a maker or an artist to create some content, and then to share in a quite in-depth way how he or she did it. And it's really different than holding the hand of someone and say, okay, click here, click there. It's more like, okay, this is how you do this is how I do it to achieve this specific result. So you really see techniques being applied and workflows being applied to get that one specific result. And we like it very much, and we are trying to push this as well, because then you get animations like that one. You're like, wow, that's awesome. So can we see on the cloud how you made it? It's very much in the spirit of the open movies, but on a smaller scope, like it's a one-man open movie project basically.
And yes, we can. It's split in 4 sections, right? There is an introduction, but then there is split in building the world itself, creating the character, animating the character, and then all the final step, which is lighting and rendering, right?
Yeah.
So everything, it's like a little open movie.
Yeah, exactly. And like specifically, this is focused on one shot of the film. So how the final animation of the guy with the trident getting the cake out. So it's really like all the little details of how that came to be and how to put it together, down to how to use the video sequence editor to put together the animation and everything. And Minecraft is really big with Blender as well.
That's
right?
so cool.
Yeah, so like this is people want to know how to do this, and using this kind of tools, this kind of environments is great, because it helps you to focus on getting a performance, getting your idea across without having to build all the assets, without having to build everything. And a lot of people were looking for this kind of content on the cloud. So we hope that this workshop is a jumping point.
Yeah, and I think it's a fresh take on what these workshops are. And I think it's great. I like that he's even like doing the sound editing and not the editing itself, but like the mixing with the sequencer. It's a part of the process that not often is shown. So yes, good job, Dillon.
Yeah,
awesome.
And I think
they're also assets, right?
Exactly. Yes, that's what I was going to say. So this is the Boxscape Studios. It's a collective of artists and riggers and producers that are working with Minecraft, like the Minecraft world with Blender, they started maintaining this rig, which was previously made by someone else who then stopped developing it, so they took over it. And basically they made this multi-purpose toolset for Minecraft themed animation, and they make it available with a Creative Commons license. So you can just go on the cloud and download this, and just you have the character, you can configure it. It's like basically a character configurator and an asset generator for Minecraft styled assets. You can just go there, download it. It's even for free, and you can follow along what Dillon is doing. You can play with it.
Oh yeah, it's even free. So if you don't have a cloud subscription, you can still download it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And then even better.
Whoa! What's better than free?
Well, okay. I asked. We wanted to make sure that, of course, in the spirit of the open movies and in the spirit of the workshop, that you can actually get what the artist is making.
Yeah.
Of course, because you want to open the blend file and see what he did. So.
Can we?
Yeah, I think we're gonna. Well, we could give it a shot. I don't know.
To download it.
So no, actually, to actually download an actual.
Whoa!
The actual shot. That's even better. So. There are two files. There is a Cycles version, and there is a Blender render version. And this is because at the moment it's possible to, of course, still use Blender render in Blender 2.7 series.
2.7. What's that? That's like the ancient. The history.
Yeah. And Blender render is still pretty good for this because the way it handles the textures.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's still a good way to go. So maybe we could just try to download the blend file and open it and see what happens.
Actually,
like never before tried.
Why not? Let's go and
do you have Blender on your computer?
Which one?
Yeah.
Sorry, I compiled my own.
Okay.
So I think I have master. Yes, master is what people
should use.
Yes. Yeah. No, not should, but could use. And then it's final result. Which one? Blender render.
Let's do the Blender render.
Blender render.
There is the entire thing. Yeah, I guess.
How beautiful.
Well, it's trying to link in I think it's linking in the image sequence, so that doesn't help, I think. So maybe you can toggle, like you can search there and maybe.
Let's go to the default.
There you go.
That's amazing.
There you go. Beautiful.
Who needs cycles, man? Who needs cycles?
Real time.
Opa. Oh. I had the layer on. It's 2 layers only.
Magic.
That's so. Who needs collections? Right? Wow. Yes.
Yes.
Awesome.
So you can actually see the whole animation. You can see the timing. You can open the graph editor. You can see the animation curves.
Yes. No, sorry, that's. Somebody suggested that I use rotate around selection, and it's good for painting, but it's not for anything good for anything else. There you go. Yes. What were you saying?
Give me a curve editor.
A curve editor.
IPO curve editor.
An IPO editor. It's for all parts. There. Shift F6. Oh, keyframe in every frame.
Everywhere, and you can just see what's going on. Like, and can you? Does it show how he did the part of the cake flying out of from the sword?
Sorry, the
like,
part.
Yeah, if if you can keep playing the animation. I know, like in this shot, the animation stops with him stabbing it. But that's.
So there is a constraint. The influence is it's released, so it follows it, and then it's freed there. Awesome. Well, that's pretty neat. Let's see cycles. Let's make my computer unhappy. There you go.
So what you're going to do now is you're going to switch your viewport to cycles.
And hold for the best. Of course I do it.
Beautiful.
Why I don't have... Sorry.
I can hear it.
Yes, I think everybody can hear it. It's very close to the microphone. Is that emulate numpad, please? There you go. Now, beautiful. So what was the point of doing that?
Just making sure that everything looks the same.
Everything is fair, yes.
Yeah.
So this is what's better than free, that you can actually download it and use it. So how many hours do you think it is? It's actually pretty long.
Yeah,
Each
I
video
don't
is
know.
like 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's
10
like
minutes.
5 to 10 minutes long, and there
is
are
like
a bunch
4
of
videos,
them.
yeah.
So it's a bit of overview of
Yes,
how
and
it
it's
works.
beginners friendly, by the way. So if you're recent just starting with Blender, or you already have a bit of experience but I want to start making your animations, this is perfect.
Yeah. So one more thing like that I want to add to this before we.
One more thing.
Okay, now.
The next big thing.
The next thing. So Dillon is of course hanging out on the cloud. So if you have any questions, if the file doesn't work, the character don't work, there is something you want to know from him, you can just go and ask in the comments, and he gets notified, and he actually checks it out and answers. And you can see also in the other training on the cloud, he is happy to do that, and it's so cool to just. Be able to interact directly with him, and so he has some time to do it. So take advantage of this opportunity, because it's pretty cool, I think.
Yeah, and even the basic, the introduction videos are both free to use, so you can share them. And the first folder, the 00 introduction, is free for anyone, so you can share it around, and you don't even need to be logged in. It's just it's always there. Next,
okay.
I think we're ready to move.
Let's move on.
Yes.
And
because that's not the only thing happening at the Blender. No, actually at Blender Cloud.
Yeah.
There's 2 open movies going on.
Yes.
One is online, one is physically here,
yeah.
and the other one is happening in Barcelona. But we can follow track.
Yeah, we can keep
of that.
track
We
of
can
what
keep
is happening.
track.
Yeah.
With a tracked.
Yep.
Of what's happening actually. Well, if you're in the front page of the cloud, you're logged in. You don't have to have a subscription to see this actually. You just need to be logged in, and you will see the blog and everything. And in Hero, you can see the latest assets that are being added. There are new videos, but also there is this tiny little icon here that says attract.
I'm gonna click it.
Of course.
Click on stuff.
And click on the stuff. So what is this?
So this is attract. So this is our is a task management software that we developed originally during. Well, the very first version actually is pretty ancient, since Tears of Steel
2012.
It went through a few iterations, but what you're seeing is like
the latest and greatest.
The latest and greatest after Sibren joined the team here and helped really lift it up and make it integrated in the cloud and make it really integrated with Blender in a good way. And basically, it's what we use during the production of Cosmos Laundromat and especially for the agent to make sure that the production gets done. When you have a film going on, you have lots of little things to keep track of, hundreds of little tasks. And what Attract does is exactly that. Keep them organized. It allows you to assign them to people. When everything is done, it becomes green, as you can see here.
This is beautiful. This is a final project. This is HM327.
Yeah. So you can see that on Attract as well.
Everything.
So as you can see, like there is a list of shots in this case. So we keep it very simple. What you're seeing here in this page is the shot list. So every shot is a row, and then every column is a task type. And as you can see here in the agent, there is like a layout, animation, lighting, effects, rendering, and other. And these kind of task types are customizable per project. So if you actually go back to Hero.
I need a hero.
You see that they have completely different needs because it's a different type of animation. So they have layout, rough pass, cleanup, and so on.
And it's very interesting because you like in there is animation in the HM327 because that's a part of when you are doing 3D animation. Okay, this animation, then it's done, and then you just move on. But here, actually, the rough, the cleanup, the color, that it's all kind of animation, right?
Yeah,
because some things don't have strokes, some effects don't have strokes, but they're still animation. Everything is animation in Grease Pencil, right?
Yeah. So, and it's some of them are big tasks, so it's really you assign a person to it. So for example, if you click on color, let's say one task of type color,
that is final. Yes.
So you just load it and you see, okay, last Monday it was made, and then at some point it became final. So that's cool. Like, or in this case,
it's marked as review. This is marked. Yeah, wow,
and if you click, okay, this
has task way more action.
There is some history, but even better if you click on a shot. So if you click on a thumbnail, there you go. You can actually see everything that happened for that shot. So you can actually see, this task was created, this task was deleted. So you have a higher level overview of what is happening in the project.
Wow.
And you see that all the shots, they are still to do in progress because, not all the tasks have been.
Well, not so actually. Today I talked with Daniel and he said there is around 1 minute that it's without the effects and final sound, final everything, but it's pretty much done. It's moving to compo already, compositing for 1 minute. So
it's gonna be mind-blowing.
It's gonna be awesome. But you can actually follow track. All of this that we're actually showing here is available for anyone. You can go and see it even if you're like you're not part of the project. We are not part of the project. We're just looking at it. So that's the open production platform.
It doesn't get any more open. Well, it could get more open, but
it can get more
pretty
open.
open.
Well, I mean, yeah, you could open the files and mess with their production. I want it to be super open.
Yeah.
No, but the same thing you can do with your own projects. If you're on the cloud, you have your own projects going on. You can do it. Actually, you can go make your project list, your task types.
Yeah, let's see. Do they have any assets? Like if you click, we just randomly clicked.
Just
click. No, they don't. They have.
There is
they have
one asset.
One asset. Okay.
Yeah.
But for example,
probably was an experiment. Let's make an asset for now. Okay.
For the agent, there is a bunch of stuff.
Oh yeah, the agent has here.
Yeah, there you go.
Agent 327 reporting in.
And there is, I remember, a number of assets that were made. And as you can see, assets work in a similar way to shots. So an asset is like a higher level entity, and then connected to it, there are a number of tasks. In this case, layout, modeling, shading, and rigging. So making sure that the model is ready for layout, or that, the high level modeling, the high detail modeling is done, and so on. And Andy was mostly keeping track of this, and Bo as well. They were making lots of props and assets for the film. And when you get a film with like hundreds and hundreds of assets in it, at some point you want to try and make sure that everything is done. And so that's also what Attract can really help with. So that's interesting.
There's even testing. Somebody was testing comments.
Yep.
That's very nice.
So let's see, because here is happening, so it's very cool. You can go on Attract and check it out. And so actually we can, I think there is not much more to add, like just go on the project and also check out the videos, the latest videos that they've been making.
For development, and this is awesomeness.
Yeah, little snippets of awesomeness with the music. It's gonna be,
yes.
It's gonna
no, actually the guys have music.
Okay, it's great.
That is amazing. This is Blender 2.8, of course. Everything is possible in 2.8.
All this beautiful animation. So this is Hero.
Yes.
Let's have a look at another project. What do you think?
What? There are more projects going on?
Yeah.
What is it? It's called productive. People are productive.
Yes. So every week we publish a blog. I think this is like the third week that I talk about the blog and that I will make the blog. Oh, this is the work in progress blog. So so you can see what we are.
This is last week.
It's written, that I have to put a thumbnail for it, and then the weekly report is gonna go out as soon as this video is done. It will magically appear.
It will magically go on. Yes.
Yeah, and this video will be embedded in it, talking about it. Oh. So it's gonna be super meta.
So meta. So we are in the blog post. Where is it? Okay, never mind.
Yes. So
wow,
the guys are doing amazing stuff. They are working already for if you listen to the podcast, or if you've seen previous versions of this Blender Cloud Live, they're working on the layout, and they're working on look development, visual development, which means trying to understand how the environments look like and to understand how the characters look like. They've been spending a lot of time on Spring to really try to get it to a level where you go like, this is Spring. And that's what both Andy and Julian have been working on. And in the meantime, Chialti and Pablo have been working on the layout.
Pablo Furni.
Yes.
This Pablo hasn't been done anything. He's making rockets and stuff.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Okay. So I would say let's have a look at let's have a peek at the exactly at the folders, like, because in these folders you can actually find amazing stuff.
Yes, when you navigate any project on the cloud, you have this sidebar that shows like a folder structure basically of the whole project. And instead, if you browse previous project, any previous project like the agent, for example, there will be a folder called weeklies, and then every week every week on Fridays we have a meeting where we get together and see what we did over the week. And for convenience, we made a weekly folder for that week with our names basically. So Pablo, I did that thing, Andy made whatever. But in the end, we found out that it wasn't the best way to for prosperity, right? For the future, to go and find something, it was impossible. Yeah, which week is it and who made it? So this time for this project, we are splitting it in more sensitive names, such as concept art, which is amazing. It is mainly work by David Rewa.
Yeah. And
But
Andy, some sketches.
And Andy, some sketches. Yeah, I'm painting over some, for example, sketching of the creatures. This is Andy. But lately, all the look development that has been done for the movie is happening in the environment development folder, and all these renders are mainly by Andy, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah. And then of course there you can see the modeling work that Julian has been doing for the interior of the hut and the ballet, and you really get a picture of how, you know, an artist is thinking when they are putting together a scene or where they're blocking out an environment. And seeing this work in progress is awesome. And really the idea here is to create these kind of galleries. And it's just more fun to explore, because within the gallery you see the progression, and that was not really possible with the weeklies. It was really fragmented. You would have to go and dig in, and this way instead it's we hope it's better. Like we still keep track of everything that happens on a weekly basis here in the studio, so if one day we find out that this was the worst idea ever, we can still sort everything out. But so far I'm very happy to, you know, when I'm writing the reports, I just point people to the character development folder. So for example, if you can go to the character development folder, you just really see, okay, there is spring, because that's, you know, there is spring, autumn, and the alpha creature. And for spring, we made already a dedicated folder, because there is so much going on already. And you can really see the initial models, the blocking, the test, the facial expression. And then we start to get into the shading and the renderings, and look at that.
Look at that. Look at the detail on the, like, it's awesome. It's particle system. This is not 2.8, that's for sure. Because 2.8 particle system is a work in progress. So this amazing stuff is being done in 279.
Yes.
But 279 with a special ingredient.
Yeah. So let's see. Like we you know, this is just a little teaser, of course, but I mean, this is already some promising and amazing, beautiful hair that Andy has been grooming last week, and you know, that was an important moment in the development of the character, because until then it was like, okay, let's just block out the volume. What, you know, how much space is going to take? How are we gonna do it? We don't know yet. And then Andy finally went like, okay, I'm gonna give it a shot this week, and he started working on it, and he very quickly hit the
limit,
rock bottom, the limits, and and then Sergey stepped in to help out and get something a little extra there. Yeah?
Yes. So basically the hair. Well, we already made a movie with a lot of hair. Like the agent had hair, was already, he had a little bit of hair, but it was already a bit of a challenge, especially in the render side, because for example, the cloth had hair, or Boris had this jacket, the coat with hair. So everything that will be moving fast, the motion blur will make it hard to render. So that's when our favorite Russian doctor, jumped in, Sergey. And he made some magic in the code there to make it faster. So thanks to the Agent project, we had this great faster rendering of hair in Blender 2.79.
And you can read the story about that in
the code blog that is called...
Yeah, no, it's not in the code blog. It's actually on the cloud.
Sorry, yes, yeah. It's called Turbocharge, Cycles Turbocharge. So maybe you remember it. It was made quite some noise, because it was getting rid of the noise. So I think it's all happening again. We have another movie, another character. We try to use as little hair as possible because we know after Cosmos that it's a bit of a challenge. But you have to have some hair. So in this case, the little cute Spring is actually she's doing her best to keep the work as minimal. So
Yeah.
she has braided hair.
Yeah.
So it looks like a lot less work, but still you need to to make it look like it's braided. So the direction of the particles has to change depending in which way he was braided, and thanks to when again we called our Russian doctor to help Sergey, and he made this feature called twist to make to twist the hair along to twist the children hair along the parent particle. So there will be a video coming for this, maybe a blog post even better.
Definitely
Yes.
blog post. Yeah,
Very soon, so we can explain it in detail exactly what's going on, and all of this thanks to Spring, so thanks to the cloud, so thanks to you.
It all
The
comes
hair
together.
system, yeah, like
Beautiful.
the poor hair system.
Yeah.
It needs some love.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's really is so exciting to see that, and seeing work being done on it, and getting better and better. And I know this week probably hopefully there's gonna be even more, a little bit more.
Yeah.
Every week a little bit more. So it's very exciting.
Yes. Another thing that you can find there is the layout.
Yes.
The layout has been updated. So up to the halfway mark, I think there's, that's the latest. Actually, the layout folder, animatic and pre-visualization, all the files there are nicely organized with a date. So you can see what's the latest. Of course, if you don't want to get spoiled, don't watch it. Just saying. I'm not gonna show it completely, but basically, I'm gonna show it 5 seconds.
Close your eyes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. This is the quality that we're showing now we're having now for the layout, which is a lot more than just the drawings at the beginning. So it's pretty interesting, and maybe worth checking it out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And
If you don't mind getting a bit spoiled.
Yeah.
A bit. Come on, the movie is so different later.
Yeah.
If you watch the movie in 4 months, then okay, you're gonna get spoiled. But now it's still gonna change, I think.
Yeah, and it's so fun to see just the progression. I believe, like, just every week or every other week, if you just have the time to check out and play the videos, I think it's just fun. Like, even I don't actively work on the shots. Like, I hear the discussions, I see the guys working super hard on it, and it's so awesome. And then like seeing it put together with the sound and everything, and it really gives you the idea, the movie's going this way, and then 2 weeks later, wait, no, the movie's going this way. So it's really fun.
Yeah.
So that's also something worth checking out.
Yes. And I think we covered all the topics that we
Yes.
wanted to cover,
Yeah,
right? So
yeah.
maybe we can answer some of the questions here and then just keep it short.
Yes,
and
yes. Let's do it.
Sweet.
Let's do it.
So questions. The first question, I think it's for you.
Yeah. It's if there are any more flamenco updates. And as a matter of fact...
What is flamenco again?
Yeah, well, yeah, so Flamenco is our render management software. So it's like the little brother, sister of Attract. So it's one of our very important components and tools that we use for making the films. So thanks to Flamenco, we are able to get a blend file and all its dependencies and get them together and send them over to some magical render farm that returns the frames finally rendered. And just today,
What?
just today something happened.
Really?
Yeah, check out
The Twitter of Blender
Cloud.
Cloud?
Yeah.
What happened?
So
We're
Cbran-
streaming now, yes.
Yeah,
And
yeah, there you go. So yeah, we're streaming, and Cbran just packaged and released Flamenco Manager 2.1.1, which has some nice fixes, usability fixes, and overall setup improvements, because people and users are trying to get this flamenco going. Like I made a couple of videos about how flamenco works, so that's not make a,
in this channel, by the way, in the cloud
yeah,
channel.
yeah,
Yes.
exactly. So if you want to know exactly how it works, just check that out. Don't want to be boring. But the idea with flamenco is that you can bring in your own computing power to help you. And the Blender Cloud just is simply there to facilitate that. And one of the tools that you need to make this happen is the Flamenco Worker. That's a software that you run on your own local network and that is in charge of distributing the different blend files to your workstations or to your servers into your own infrastructure. And that's very important to make it as seamless as possible for this software to connect with the cloud and to connect with your workers. And that's what Cybernet is spending a good amount of time to improve, because now we are getting more users and they're giving us fantastic feedback, and so it's getting better and better. And you can see in the meantime how Flamenco looks like on the cloud. So this is when you're working on a job. You can inspect all sorts of things that are going on. Flamenco is a lot about understanding what is happening in the moment. You say, render on the farm, and then you want to know, okay, how far are we? Are we loading the files? Are they opening? Are they rendering? Did I forget to enable Python script execution?
Yes.
Stuff like that. So
yeah, I think it's pretty handy. So I think that's the main difference. Like, okay, it's a render farm that helps you to manage your own computing power at the moment. That's like the most important aspect of it. Like, it's not like we're giving away render power, but actually you can have your own power and manage it yourself. You have a few computers at home and at work, and they can all be part of this network that you can manage and control here. So, and it works in the same way that we were showing a track before. So it's a project, and then this project has a Flamenco, how do you call it? Flamenco attached to it.
Yeah,
like exactly. A little like literally a flamenco. No, flamingo. Flamenco is in Spanish. Attached to it.
Yes. And, the question is if there are any news. Basically, that's just a little thing, of course. But we are using this in production. And so there are definitely going to be improvements. There are lots of things that we want to work on. And it's all like a matter of prioritizing what we want. We want to improve some things in Attract. We have to improve some things in the cloud. There are definitely some things that we want to... Some things we're working on right now. But we will share that when the time comes. So... there is lots of interesting stuff happening with Flamenco and our production tools.
Yes.
So, yeah.
More questions.
More question. Well, there's a question about getting an in-depth review of the Spring rigs, maybe a video tutorial, and like Pablo maybe is browsing something.
Yeah, I'm browsing some stuff. Basically, it's rig feedback, but the rigging that is done by Juan Pablo Bosa, so I need to ask him actually. Juan Pablo, can you make some tutorials, please? But no, yes, the documentation tutorial on rigging is definitely I must.
Yeah, right now
But I think the rig is BlendRig, right?
It is BlendRig.
So if you're familiar with BlendRig, there is a tutorial about that, by the way. If you need to know how BlendRig works.
Yeah.
It's called advanced rigging. So basically it's the same concept. So
basically BlendRig is like a rigging framework that Juan Pablo built that is meant to be applied on different on different characters, and he keeps iterating with it and he keeps improving it, and he's been making this more and more modular. He's making it better and better for the different open projects he's been working on, and he's sharing the code. It's public and everything, so you can check it out and see how it works. And for Spring, he's been working with the animation guys, to make sure that it really goes to the next level, even for quadruped characters, which is something that happened in the past with Cosmos Laundromat and for Caminandes, but this time, thanks also to the experience that Pablo Forni had in his previous, Secret Life of Pets movies, for example.
Yeah, the Minions or...
where he had to animate some quadrupeds. It was really cool to see them working together to try to, smooth out to make the process and the tools as good as they could be. So I'm sure he's looking forward to share updates on that himself. So we will definitely keep you posted.
Yes.
Yeah.
Next question. When Eevee steps in, is the flamenco really needed?
Can you imagine like the little sad flamenco in the corner?
It's
crying?
a sad flamenco. It's nowhere. No. Of course it is needed. Because, I don't know, because with Eevee, the goal is to make it real time, but you can still make a render that takes 5 seconds, 10 seconds. Even if it takes 1 second per frame, if you have 20 computers, you can do it a second per second. So
that's high math there. Yeah.
Exactly, high math. You know, you almost finished high school. Yes. No, I'm kidding. The more computers you have, the better. Of course, with Eevee, without Eevee, with even open, like it's always better. And
yeah, one of the ideas with Flamenco also is that it's not just for rendering. Flamenco is a distributed computing tool. Like it helps you to manage different kind of tasks that you want to have. So it could be simulation, for example. So if you want to simulate smoke and it's a really time-consuming thing and you want to dispatch it to another machine, that helps you with that. If you need to encode a long movie and you have multiple machines, that helps you with that. So there are always good uses for.
So it's not kind of exactly. It's not like a render as in F12. That's just one kind of job that you can send to Flamenco, but you can send anything basically. OpenGL renders for, or like you said, encoding a video or packing a file, or basically any job that you can do, you can simulate it.
Exactly, yes.
So it's more than just a render.
Yeah. So there is one more question about Grease Pencil.
How many modifier? How many can you?
How many modifiers are there in Grease Pencil, and how do you enable them?
How do you enable them?
Are you gonna actually open Grease Pencil in 2.8 and check?
I mean.
Just checking.
Let's give the public what they need, what they want. Now it's just I'm showing off because I compiled the branch recently. So if I could just find where here. What is the question? How many modifiers there are in Grease Pencil and how to enable them? So the modifier list at the moment is actually I could just go and shift A, add a Grease Pencil object and a monkey.
Wow.
So this monkey
so beautiful
here. So it's good to show Grease Pencil because it's pretty hot right now. Thanks to the work the guys are doing at the Here Open Movie project and in general Antonio Vasquez and Joshua Long. So in the modifier stack, it's still a stack, but it doesn't really matter that stack much more for some of the settings. So maybe the UI will change for that. But these are the modifiers that you can have at the moment. You can have an array, just like you do.
Wow.
Yep. Isn't that amazing? And the other axes don't matter actually because it's a 2D object. But for example, you can have an array, or you can have the fun ones like Gaussian blur.
Oh.
So that way you can do like out of focus, like if you were
drunk.
Yeah, exactly. Like you can get drunk with Grease Pencil. And the light one is awesome. You can have an object. For example, I'm gonna add a lamp here, and I'm going to set in the light modifier my lamp. And then I can just basically wave it, and maybe I need to give it some energy, and then maybe it won't work because
I see it. It's just like
I'm not in the camera view. Sorry. Where's the camera? Here, and then you can look at the way I'm doing it because I'm used to the other. There you go.
Yeah.
So here.
And
now. Let's keep talking.
I saw it. I swear. I saw
maybe I'm just not doing properly. I saw it working, and the guys are using it every day. Or maybe I compiled it when it wasn't working. So
no, it's just for a moment it was flickering. So give me another modifier so we end up with style.
We are okay. Yeah. Oh, the swirl.
Never fails.
Swirl, yes. I wish I will know the shortcuts for. There you go. Viewpoint. This one, let's give it the lamp object, which is somewhere here, or the lamp maybe doesn't like the lamp. Let's give it the cube, and
does it?
Okay, maybe there you go. Wow. That's amazing.
Art.
It's art. This is art.
So all sorts of crazy stuff, basically.
Yes. Can I be an artist now? Yes. Look at that amazing.
You can.
Anyway.
So, well,
any more questions?
No, that was actually, I think, the last question. Well, wait, there is one more, but then we really have to wrap this up. So, how long until Blender internal is going to be removed from Blender 2.8? This is a question we get asked a lot.
Yes, and we still don't know the answer now. When, what was it? How long until the Blender internal is going to be removed from 2.8? Well, when it makes sense, when Eevee fills in the shoes that the Blender internal are feeling right now. Actually, Blender internal is like, Eevee looks awesome, yes, but internal is so powerful, especially in the NPR department, in the non-photorealistic rendering department. It's huge.
Yeah.
Transparency and volumetrics, so many things that you can do with Blender internal that you can't do with Eevee yet. So nowhere soon, I think.
Yeah, we will see. There
Yeah.
is no rush, but at some point something will happen.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I would say we've seen a lot of stuff. It was very cool.
Yeah.
Let us know if you like this kind of new setup with us being able to pop up things and talk about it and so on. And
Yeah, somebody said that I selected the wrong light when I was doing the grease pencil. Of course I selected the wrong. I'm under pressure, come on. All right, I think we can wrap this up. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and hopefully we'll see you again
next time.
next time. I hope we don't move.
Maybe we
this.
have a different sign. Maybe we're going to be upside down.
Upside down. Actually, yeah, there was a show in Argentina where the guys were hanging all red because they were upside down. So I don't know how they did it. Yes.
Let's not do that.
No, let's. I mean, maybe yeah. Anyway, I think this is all for this week. See you again next week, same time, same channel, same everything, same people.
More people.
Leave a comment below if you want to see a specific topic regarding the Blender Cloud or regarding Blender in general. And that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.